Hi, Internet friends, and welcome to the last daily update of this impromptu series of Can I Build a FlutterFlow app in 7 days? I'm planning on doing a more flushed out recap video probably later this week, but this video is just going to be me talking about what I focused on and what I completed yesterday. If this is the first time you're watching these videos, I'm working on an app that will predict when your car hits certain mileage milestones and let you keep lists of tasks that need to be done at those specific milestones. So yesterday, what I worked on was adding the functionality of doing that calculation of estimating when a mileage milestone will be met. I'm going to demo some of the work I did, and then we'll walk through FlutterFlow to show how I did it. So we're going to start with creating a new car, and the new thing that I added here was this monthly mileage estimate. So this is just what we'll start with to calculate the estimated dates, and as you add more mileage updates, we're going to recalculate this monthly mileage estimate to be based off of those updates. So when you click in, you can then see it has an estimated 250 miles per month. And when we add new mileage updates, let's say in a week we drive like 100 something miles, we can click in and now it'll show us that that estimated monthly mileage is updated. And we can also see them here in the entry log. So that's calculating the monthly mileage based off of mileage updates or entries. And so the second thing that I focused on yesterday was using that monthly mileage to estimate when a mileage point will be hit for a specific maintenance list. So if we add this at 15,000 miles, we then get this estimated date of July 8, 2026. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure if the math completely checks out, but that's for my future self to double check and figure out. Another major thing that I realized was that now after you've added a maintenance list, when you add another mileage point, it is set up to recalculate the monthly mileage estimate here, but it is not updating the estimated date for the maintenance lists. So that's another thing that I need to go in and every time they add a new mileage point, update all of the lists. I don't know if that's really the best way to go about it, but that's how we're going to start. I've also noticed that this API list doesn't automatically update, so that's another thing to figure out in the future. All right, so let's take a look at FlutterFlow. The first thing was a super easy update of adding that monthly mileage estimate. It was just another form field, and in Supabase, it was this mileage average column right here. For updating the mileage, I ended up making an action block, and I don't think I really needed to. I think action blocks are really great for repurposing actions across your app, and for some reason I thought I would need it, but this is the only place where I update the mileage from, this little pop-up thing. So I didn't really need it, but it is kind of nice to have it encapsulated in its own space. And this block is doing double duty of seeing if it's updating a row, which is what is on the left here, or if it's creating a new row, which is on the right. And down here, we are updating the mileage average column on the car. And what we're updating that with comes from this custom function. It's called get mileage rate of change, and it's taking the date of the mileage entry that you're adding and the miles of the mileage entry you're adding. And right now I have it comparing to the created date of the car and the starting mileage of the car because that made sense to me because it made sense to me to just calculate overall instead of trying to calculate it for each mileage entry point because the average of all of them would be the same as this, I'm pretty sure. So we do that here and then we save it to the car table. And then the last piece I wanted to go over was when we create a maintenance list. And this is making use of another custom function to set that estimated date column. It's called calculate estimated date, and it takes that car's monthly mileage rate the car's current mileage and what that milestone goal is. And it does some calculations to figure out how many days in the future that is and set that estimated date based on that. Again, I'm not 100% sure about all of the math that's going on. I think one thing I would find super helpful is being able to set up tests for FlutterFlow and for like specifically for these functions. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but it would be super helpful to be able to write some tests and validate it that way rather than having to use the app and then do like the math myself and double check. So if you know anything that could be helpful for doing that, for testing custom functions, let me know. That is what I focused on yesterday and what I got through. There's still a lot of work to be done on this app. Like I said, I'll put together another video recapping everything that I did in the 7 days and then also what the next steps will be. And also what my plan will be for making videos on this app in the future. I think what I'll likely do is instead of doing daily updates, I'll probably make shorter one-off videos that focus on a feature or a function and can dive more deep into that. So if there's anything that you've seen me work on that you'd like to hear more about, please let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.